Hello everyone and welcome again to Lit Film Fest Classrooms. Hi, I'm Tim and we today are going to be writing together to make cool stuff. And we're joined by Emma today. We're going to be thinking about using metaphors and description, but particularly to describe our families and friends. And Emma, you've written a great book called Top Dog, is that right?
Yes, this is my book Top Dog. It's about a boy who has a very instinctive sense of people that he comes across and has a very strong impression of who they really are, what the essence of these people is.
Dylan, it's almost as if he can see inside of people you've written about. That's how he feels, doesn't he, about his perception of how he reads people.
Yes, he gets a very strong sense of what runs in their veins, actually. So it might be for himself, he feels as if there's fizz in him all the time. He's got huge amounts of energy, can't sit still at school, can't be polite, can't do anything right. He's always just has his own plans, knows what he wants to do. He's got this kind of volcano building in him the whole time. And then in the story, a new boy comes into the village and Dylan immediately sees that he's just got ice in his veins, absolutely free ice. And he knows that he can't really explain this to anyone else. And he knows that this guy is doing slightly odd things. He notices things that other people don't notice. And it's sort of a story about how they manage to interact with each other and how there's some, it's a story about whether they can come to peace with each other, I suppose.
Does he feel like he sees something that other people don't then? Does he feel like other people are being fooled by this new boy who comes?
Yeah, he does. He notices things. There's one point where he notices this boy, Floyd. He's got a crowbar and he's gone to a tree and he's whacking this tree really hard with his crowbar. Right. And nobody else sees this, but Dylan knows there's something really odd about him. In fact, not only does no one else understand what Dylan understands, but they actually really like him and are really bringing him in.
So that links in with today's challenge, doesn't it? Today's challenge is going to be describing people using metaphor. So what is metaphor? So we're going to come across some examples of this in your writing, but perhaps before we read it, Emma, can you explain what metaphor is?
Well, the way I was using this is that I think many children will have heard both simile and metaphor, and it's people, they can be used all sort of very variably. But if you're going to be really pernickety about it, a simile would be when you say he was like a lion. And a metaphor would be when you'd say he was a lion. So you just take out the word was like. You just take out the word like out, and sometimes it's more powerful, a metaphor, because the two things are connected and there's nothing in between. They're just overlapped like this with a very impactful sense of someone's character or of how something's happening.
Yeah. It's just slightly more poetic, isn't it? Saying someone, oh, he's a real lion, instead of he's like a lion. It's kind of,
Stop it, thanks. Oh, you charm us, Si.
He's a real monkey.
Said I'm hairy, which I am. So, and today, fake banana. That's made it up on there, just above Joe Wicks. There he is.
So we've got a couple of little extracts here to help get some ideas for children at home creating their own metaphors. So would you like to read out these two little extracts for us?
Being able to see straight inside people wasn't something Dylan had told anyone about. He had never thought anyone else would understand. But for as long as he could remember, he'd been able to see what people were really like. Not what they wanted you to see, but what they really were. And not see it exactly, but feel it deep in his bones. Mum, for instance, was a strawberry through and through. She had pure strawberry juice running in her veins. Everyone should be able to see that. That's why she was so round and huggable, and quite red in the face. Dad was made of engine oil, must have absorbed it through his fingers. That was why he was so good at fixing things. Matt was like Marmite on toast. Great if he liked you, awful if he didn't. The twins were like floppy spaghetti with butter on, and Tomo was a custard-flavoured jelly bean. Not the flavour you'd choose, but you'd eat it. You'd eat it if it was there.
That's great.
It's very good.
Really nice ideas. Really lovely description. You feel like you understand exactly what that person's like straight away through that description, don't you? I like that. I think Marmite on toast. Great if he liked you, awful if he didn't. That one really sort of struck me as being, okay, that kind of person. Very clever.
I think there's a lot of food themes in there because everyone associates easily with food, don't they? So it's a good idea to use like food. If you want to, again, be writing your own metaphors at home based on your family, you might be thinking about what type of food your mum's like or your dad's like or your little sister's like, because again, everyone can understand your metaphor really easily then if you use those kind of ideas.
In the sequel to Top Dog, which is called My Name is River, which is out in June 25th this year, that shows the development of the friendship between the two boys in Top Dog, and little brothers are very much part of the theme, and how much families and siblings can be important to each other and help each other, and actually be almost the most important thing. When circumstances get to a certain stage, they can be almost the most important thing.
So just moving on again to your challenge today, everyone listening at home, we want you to describe using a metaphor. So you could pick a friend or family member. So say you want to write a card to a friend that you haven't seen because of the lockdown. Maybe you want to describe them, and you can give them a little piece of descriptive writing to express your feelings about your best friend, your little custard flavoured jelly bean. You could do a little description to send to them. List some of their characteristics. So are they enthusiastic? Do they make you smile all the time? Are they never downbeat? All those kind of things that you might want to list. And then we want you to think about some excellent metaphors that you can write up in a description. So the example we've just put at the bottom is Dad is a quiet dictionary with slowly turning pages. You've also thought about some more ideas, Emma, haven't you, to do with metaphors? You were brainstorming this with your family the other day.
Yes, well, we came up with a few. So one of them would be, in fact, actually, this is my younger brother said this once at tea time when I was about 11. He said, you know what, for some reason somebody had given us one of those fancy packets of biscuits, where they're all completely different, and he said all these biscuits represent different things, like that one's a piano and that one's this, and we were saying, well, what's this biscuit then, what's that biscuit, but slightly turning that round, you could say, so what of all your characters in your story, which sort of biscuit are they? Are they a plain digestive, like solid, you can rely on them, they'll never let you down? Or is it something a bit fancier, like a sort of, what are those brown ones called with the chocolate in between?
The bourbon.
The bourbon. Well, exactly, yeah.
It sounds posh, doesn't it?
Or is it a Garibaldi, where you really don't know what you're eating at all? You have to microwave 5 times with Garibaldi. Or is it, anyway, you can take that wherever you want to go, really. Or another idea was, which I wouldn't be able to do, but what kind of footballer are they? So people would know all sorts of different characters of all the footballers, and you might not want to go through your entire story on which footballer every single person is, but you can chop and change it. You could have one, but you're just using other things which people have reference points to describe your character. Another one could be what kind of flower or plant would shoot out of your character's head. So, obviously an evil person would have all sorts of, I don't know, crystals or metals or something growing out of their ears. Yeah. Or another one was spices. What kind of spice would they be? Or what flavour of crisps? Or what sort of dog? That would be hugely, that would work really easily. What kind of dog were all your characters? And I think this, because it's very difficult when you're writing a story to establish and think up lots of different characters. But if you've got all these other things to help you, then it fixes it in your mind and in your readers' minds, and the story will sort of evolve more easily if the characters are stronger, I think.
Today, Emma, that was absolutely fascinating. Looking forward to your new release. If My Name is River in June, was that?
That's correct. Yep, that's the one. Yep, Firefly Press. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.